Alright guys, I noticed there's one thing people have a very bad intent, like have a no-brainer knowledge, like for example your time zone and my time zone. Okay, so there's a difference of UTC and there's a GMT. So GMT means, you can search it up, is based on English time, or what we call it as a Greenwich Mean timing, and it's like, for example, what I'm having here. This is United States time, and the day, like here, you can see the difference. It's day and night. So, for example, I'm gonna pull up my time. You see a huge difference. Yeah. So, for example, it's 5:07 p.m. in United States, and in Singapore time, 5:07 in the morning, which is GMT plus UTC. Confusing, right? So I'm here to tell you, let's see, 16 hours different. Let's put it this way. Let's see if I can get this time zone converter. Nope. I won't be able to give more than that, but I can pull up two clocks and I can tell you one it says in the morning and 16 hours different. As you can see, comparison of Tuesday and Wednesday. And the very thing that I noticed is not everybody is well educated, and like for example, your evening, it's my daytime, and your afternoon, it's my nighttime. And people have this intention, say that, oh, we are following the same time, we are doing this, we are doing that, but we have a different is UTC means it external daylight. And if, for example, you leave 3 a.m. in Singapore, you're able to get to United States at the afternoon. The earliest afternoon or the early in the morning, somewhere in the afternoon at 12 o'clock, that kind of thing. So, let's put it this way. If your time and flight says 3 in the morning, you can expect a day different. And if you don't see a day different, you can pull up Google. Mr. Google is the best answer. You can always type in like worldtimeserver.com and you can see for yourself. Right now it's 5:10 and counting to 5:11. And you can see it will say 12 hours behind Singapore. Means we are already on a second day. Wow, it's on a belly somewhere in the afternoon and another daytime, which is 12 hours different. And you can see for yourself there is this uh that there's a very different DST here. Like there is back 1 hour, there is ahead of 1 hour. I know some state they will say, oh, for example, Florida and California and New York. For example, right now I choose to have a New York time. It's gonna be like 1 hour different. And in Cali, which is technically 1 hour ahead, 1 hour behind. So it's like an hour different, and it's like switch. So right now I'm pulling up it's New York, and in Cali you can get at least around 4:12. That's a whole lot different, huh? And if I pull up Google, my trusty Android, hey Google,
That's me. How can I help?
what time is it in California?
The time in California, United States, is 2:12 p.m. on Tuesday.
You see? Different. So what I'm having is the coordinate user universal timing. And people have a different thought of like, oh, your time is my time, and they always like call me in the wrong timing. That's why I block all the unnecessary calls on Skype. Over on my Skype, I always put up a voicemail. Like, you can leave me a voicemail, but I will not pick up your call. Or technically, I will receive your text, but I won't able to get back to you until my business time. So that's different. And people have a misconception over there. It's like in the United States, for example, how Ubisoft said in their last live stream about Skull and Bone, and when they released the beta test, let's say Ubisoft Singapore and Ubisoft Montreal, Ubisoft United States San Francisco studio, they have a time different, and when we create the game is our daytime, and when they launch the game it's their daytime and our nighttime. So technically that's how Ubisoft works. And true enough, if you go on Twitch at Ubisoft, you can see they're telling you the same thing. It's gonna be, right now it's like 2 or 12 in the afternoon, and then they decide to go live stream on Skull and Bone and play some games for like few hours, and then you decide to hop into Skull and Bone, but you didn't receive and you try to contact Singapore Ubisoft, then we won't be able to get back to you because A, different time zone, and B, who on earth is still in the office early in the morning? I wouldn't be in the office. I honestly tell you, due to a very high demand, we are not able to get back to you. But we will get back to you ASAP within email for 48 hours. So that's a difference. You see, when Ubisoft Montreal open up Skull and Bone, we are already in bed sleeping in La La Land, Wonderland. I don't care. As long as you have a nightmare, you're well awake. But if you're in the United States, where Ubisoft launched the game. A very big difference is you will literally receive that game on the day itself. But you have to understand there is a difference, and there is a fine line of like, please note, different studio have different time zone, and time zone like Ubisoft Singapore, Ubisoft Montreal, Ubisoft in the SF is San Francisco, and there is Ubisoft in Toronto. There is a lot of Ubisoft studio outside, but you gotta understand there is a time difference, and those people in Ubisoft, they will know, they'll know that, oh, okay, today is the Tuesday, I'm gonna go ahead and launch the game, and then on Wednesday we are in La La Land, we are in Dreamland. We don't care because we need to sleep, and technically every adult is about 8 hours sleep. And for me, I'm supposed to be sleeping, but I literally want to make a video because, oh my god, because people don't have a misconduction of like lightning and raining. Totally different. I am very shocked about this, and I'm very pained to see people that, oh, for example, right now you can see 5:18, right? And then let's go back to that, and it's 5:18 p.m. That's an there is a 12 hours difference. You have to understand this, and you can always Google timing. Like there is a Google for reason, and there is a Google for everything. So technically, your best friend is Mr. Google. And then Mr. Google will tell you, oh, for example, it's United States, for example, it's Singapore, and then they will tell you 12 hours different. And there is a misconception of like, oh, our time zone is your time zone, and my time zone is my time zone. Oh my god. I noticed about this like very logistic time. And I'm gonna like tell you, Ubisoft Singapore, if you look it up right about now, it will literally say close and open in 6 in the morning. Wait, what? Is this for real? Yo! Ubisoft woke up so early in the morning. Aye! Ubisoft Singapore. You guys are joking with me, am I? Am I joking here? But it will say close, and you can see the time zone. It's 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. And after 9 p.m., they usually go off. And when you go ahead and say Ubisoft San Francisco, maybe, and it will say open and close at 5:30, and the time zone will literally say 5:30, and it will just off. You can see the difference, and it's really like tell you very bigger answer, like how ironic it's I don't know how to put this way. it's technically like different time zone, different hours, and Ubisoft San Francisco, like I said, it opens until 5:30 p.m. But if you're in Ubisoft Singapore, your high chance of getting into Ubisoft Singapore is way of the different. Like I can tell you, it's a different scenario where you can get access to Ubisoft San Francisco very easily, like walk to them and talk to them. But if you're going to Ubisoft Singapore, they will not entertain you. They will just tell you to send an email because, well, we are very busy behind the scene. And I can tell you on a very perspective day, I never intend to like have any bad news about this. But when they launch Ubisoft and Ubisoft Singapore and Ubisoft San Francisco, or if you go to Ubisoft Montreal, I guess maybe Montreal. Where's Ubisoft headquarters? Oh, Mr. Google, my best friend. Where is Ubisoft headquarters?
The headquarters of Ubisoft is in Montreuil.
France. Well, we're not going there. Let's say I go and check Ubisoft France. They don't have anything for me. Ubisoft Paris, Ubisoft France. Too many. Too many. But this is just different, and it's gonna be the same thing. Like for example, I'm gonna type in Ubisoft Montreal. I don't see it in my search, but I'm gonna look it up. I don't see it because technically it won't exist. So I'm gonna put this and this. Like there's a Ubisoft Singapore and there's a Ubisoft United States for a reason. And when there is a misconduction and when we're not around, we will usually send like, sorry, we won't be able to get back to you until a certain day different. Or technically, if you have the phone number of Singapore, you can call them. But bad news for you, the Singapore Telecom doesn't have any more service. What I mean by that, there is a phone number listed, but you won't be able to get to Ubisoft Singapore because Ubisoft Singapore disconnect their phone number in 2021. Which is how ironic that I was studying back in the COVID era. And when that time hit, they literally closed the phone number. And when they reformat, they forgot about the phone number. They straight up tell you, go ahead and send us an email and we'll get back to you within 48 hours. And over in let's put it this way, San Francisco. What other games that is made out of San Francisco? I'm View. I'm View. If you put up San Francisco, it's gonna tell you the modern day of San Francisco. It's gonna be roughly 426, which is how ironic. Like 5:26 p.m. So there's a time zone as well, and those that bother to go on a long run relationship from United States to Singapore, and in Singapore you need to like travel distance. I know there's a huge risk about this, but I'm not gonna offend nobody. But you can expect to be 12 hours different, but you'll be arriving in the same plane, same terminal, and you'll be arriving in the same house. Just that the time is different. For example, today is the Wednesday, and I'm going to travel to United States today, which is Tuesday. And then when Thursday come, which is the United States timing of Wednesday, and then I will be arriving at the different 12 hours. So that's the difference. And I know some people have a misconception like, oh, traveling don't need a passport. No. Just like before you book a plane ticket or buy a plane ticket, I mean back in 18th century there's no passport, no nothing, no legal document, no nothing. But if you're talking about basic courtesy, no offense, you need legal passport, you need legal documents, you need a valid visa, you need a valid reason why you're living in that country to go to this country. So let's put it this way. Point A. I'm in JFK airport and I'm leaving for Singapore. I have to travel through Delta Airline all the way to Japan. And then Japan, you make a stop to Korea. And then Korea, you take Korea Air or Korean Airline or the South Korean Airline to be exact to move to Singapore. And that will literally painfully take you hours. Like really a day or two. But if you make a trip right now through Delta and then transfer all the way to the international airport of United States, and then you look it up, Singapore Airline, you can get a very fair price. I'm gonna give you a very total. It's like roughly about 2,000 ish. Don't get me wrong. I mean, over here, if I'm gonna leave Singapore to the New York, I need to have at least 2,800. And if you live in United States to Singapore, you will spend like 2,300 or less than 2,200, something like that. Estimated There's a huge difference, about $200 bill, but I'm gonna put it this way. So let's see, I go and check it up again. It just says open. Uh, let's say, let's look it up since I'm already on this topic. There's so many United States. I myself gonna be like seriously in trouble. Let's see. How ironic they don't list it here. But I'm gonna guess San Francisco, they don't have a time zone. So I'm gonna ask Mr. Google. Hey Google,
Hi there, I'm listening. How can I help today?
which part of United States is the San Francisco?
Northern California. According to Britannica, San Francisco, city and port, coextensive with San Francisco County, Northern California, U.S., located on a peninsula between the Pacific Ocean and San Francisco Bay.
As you can see, Northern California, Southern California, but after that, you literally have a problem here called people thought I'm gonna have the same time, and I can tell you that's not gonna be a very hypocrite answer. So right now I know it's California. I'm gonna move it there then, and you can see. Now it's different because it's 2:34 p.m. And you can see it's 15 hours behind of Singapore. If you look it up, if you bother to look it up, it will tell you like, yo, I'm sleeping. But honest opinion, Ubisoft San Francisco is just a tip of the iceberg. But if you're looking into time difference, you can say it's about 4 hours different to New York. Then New York to Singapore is 12 hours different. And depends on your state, there's a 1 hour different or 2 hours different. So there's a time zone for every county, and honest opinion, I have no idea. Like, United States used to be a very big, massive country on one. Now it's split into 50 different states. An honest opinion, I myself like gonna be lost. But I'm not gonna stay lost. I'm gonna like say different county have different time zone, and I honestly have no idea. I honestly have no fuck idea like how they do this. Now you can get your answer very different. Like really, I don't know whether I can call the San Francisco Ubisoft. I'm so tired. Let's say I'm gonna copy this number. I'm gonna use a virtual app and see whether it works. First ever I see a 400 ending. No area code. Interesting. I was hoping this gonna turn up, but I don't get it. 415 547 400. That's what it is. A valid US or CA phone number has 10 digits. You may forget to enter the area code. But the area code was 4 and 5. Mm, and then cut.
Please wait while we connect your phone call.
When you call this number, you will get to Ubisoft, but I'm not so sure whether they pick up.
Please leave a message after the tone. When you have finished, please hang up.
See, they don't pick up the call because they know. So the time zone and why Ubisoft, they won't pick up phone number unless you're calling from Ubisoft somewhere else. And true enough, they use Skype and Discord. I honestly have no idea how they even communicate through Discord, but I have no clue. They literally have somewhat communication inside, but there is a communication for international. So that's about it from my end, and you guys heard it. Ubisoft themselves, they won't pick up the phone number. And if you call Ubisoft Singapore, they will tell you an area code and error because it will literally tell you, dear valued customer, the telecom service announcement that the phone number you dial is no longer in service. That is the message you will get. So that's how Ubisoft works nowadays. They don't pick up phone number. They tell you to like F off. But in my end, I will have to say the time difference. It's really been a but I have no choice because you see, I'd rather be sleeping in my AM or I'd rather be dead. I can't be both, so I will talk to you guys after. So I'm gonna like go ahead and make the leave now because I need to talk to somebody on phone. So TTLK or TTLY.